This is Ian. I've been a professional seller on Amazon for more than 8 years. And when I look at the Amazon Seller Central forums, I often see pleas from other sellers who've been deactivated due to multiple accounts, oftentimes apparently because it's a false positive. I wanted to talk a little bit about Amazon's multiple account policy and basically the situations where you can do it and can't do it. This is not meant to be a definitive video about it, but I wanted to share some insights after many years of operating on Amazon and some of the cases that I've seen pop up where people get into trouble for having multiple accounts on Amazon. So let's get into it. So if you look at the Amazon seller policies and seller code of conduct, one of the bullets that they list is not operate more than one selling account on Amazon without a legitimate business need. And that phrase there, those 5 words, without a legitimate business need, those are really super important. I actually urge you to spend 4 minutes looking at a video in Amazon Seller University that says comply with Amazon's multiple account policy. And they do spell out situations in which you may need to have multiple accounts. Example is you have a brand selling soap and a brand selling pet food, and to simplify maintenance, you can open 2 separate accounts. So this is a screenshot from the actual video. It shows that you can do it. But the critical thing is, do you have a legitimate need to do it? Do you have 2 brands? Are you operating in a way where it would really simplify or make sense to be operating separate selling accounts? And here's another example. Let's say that you have not just 2 brands, but you're operating 2 stores. They're really quite different in terms of their PPC needs and their fees and other things. Well, that's a case where it makes sense to have two separate accounts. Now, the other part that this video gets into is compliance and following Amazon's rules. And one reason why I do not have 2 separate accounts, even though I have 2 very distinct brands, is because I'm afraid that I'm going to get nailed by a false positive. One of Amazon's rickety seller systems, some bot or algorithm in the background that's looking for suspicious behavior of multiple accounts. They see that I'm doing something. Maybe it's like logging in from the same IP address or who knows what it is. And then they just fire and they nail me. And they deactivate my account. They hold my funds. You see people complaining about this all the time on Amazon Seller Central forums. And it's a terrifying thing to happen, especially when it's not a legitimate complaint. So just for the sake of not getting inadvertently automatically locked out of my account for violating this policy, I just don't do it. Even though according to the Seller Central University video, I could do it. I just don't want to run the risk of getting my account shut down or my funds taken away or something else happening where I have like a black flag on my account because I have 2 separate brands and I'm trying to operate 2 separate accounts to simplify things, and it just leads to more problems. So that's kind of my take on this. I do urge you to check the video that it has, and then also take a look at some of the Seller Central, also the Seller Code of Conduct, of course, and then the Seller Central forums, people talking about the situation that they've gotten into. Oftentimes it seems like the people are legitimately like, hey, I've never operated another account. I don't know what's going on. So it's a false positive. But sometimes you see that people are really skating close to the edge there. They'll say something like, oh yeah, my roommate got into Amazon selling after I showed them how much money I was making. And to Amazon, you can kind of see their point of view. Like, well, that looks like it's just not your roommate. It's you having 2 separate accounts. And you're doing it maybe because the first account got in trouble for something, or you want to, I don't know what it is, some sort of situation where it's not a legitimate business reason and you tried to skirt the rules and you got in trouble, or Amazon thinks that you're skirting the rules. So just be aware of that. Check out the Seller Central forums, and also, of course, check out Seller University and Amazon's own policies. If this video helped, please take a moment to like it, follow me. If you go to my official blog and website, leanmedia.org, there's a link in the show notes. Click on blog. Lots more discussions about these particular issues, and I hope it helped out.